Well, good morning. It's day 121 on trail. It'll be August 24. We're at somewhere around 1620, aren't we? 1625, something like that on the trail. Anyway, I'll update you at some point exactly what that is.
1632.
1632 is where we're at. We're headed out today looks like it could be a bit of a challenging day. We got a big long climb up Stratton Mountain, and it kind of depends on what the terrain is how challenging it'll be. But the weather's still cooler, which is nice. We got the weather forecast is calling for possible rain tonight and into tomorrow, so we'd like to get up and over Stratton Mountain and get within striking distance of town in case we have to hike in the rain. So anyway, slept good last night. Everything gets right with a good night's sleep. So we're going to head out again for another day's work. And we'll see you on down the trail. Well, I'll give you an update. We're a couple of hours in. I must say hiking with somebody helps the hours go faster. It's been a pleasure hiking with Creek today. We had an initial climb that was somewhat rugged. Now we have a downhill, and it's still rocky and rooty, but it's not as bad as it was. And so we're getting along well, just putting it into, we're just idling down the trail. We have a big challenge at the end of the day. It's like a 20-some hundred foot elevation gain, maybe 2,800 feet. The southbounder we met earlier said that the trail was pretty good, not too many rocky spots. I hope he's right. Perspectives about these things are very widely. That's why you get somebody's opinion, and it isn't always helpful, because what is rocky to a 66-year-old is may not be rocky to a 21-year-old. Although this gentleman was 55, so I'll take it somewhat seriously. Hiking today with my friend Creek, which is awesome, and just had a good time talking and praying and encouraging each other. And I was just reminded today that I haven't been exercising some of the things that I know to do, which is be thankful in all circumstances. And so I think about the consequences the children of Israel had when they grumbled and complained. I don't really want those consequences. So we thank you, Lord, for this trail. We thank you for rocks and roots and the perseverance that teaches us. And God, I pray that you would gird up our minds today, that we would just walk in all that you have for us. And Vermont has been beautiful, but rugged. So far, I like Vermont better than Massachusetts or Connecticut or New York or New Jersey or northern Pennsylvania. It's kind of a long list, isn't it? I don't know. It's different. And even though it's challenging, maybe as challenging, well, maybe not, as those, been enjoying the change, and some of the views are spectacular, and I don't know all the reasons why, but the shout out to you, Caboose, if you see this. He said you enjoyed Vermont a lot, and I'm mostly enjoying it a lot. It's challenging physically. Like I've said before, this is the hardest thing I've ever done physically in my life. There are other hard things I've done, like watch my daughter go in for a 12-hour brain surgery. That don't compare. But as far as the physicality, and even the physicality plays into the mental, and I just appreciate my wife so much. Mrs. Grayson has been stalwart in her support and encouragement, and I am so thankful for her support. I'm so thankful for those of you that are praying for me as I go down the trail, praying that I can complete this. You know, it's a journey, and I tell people that just about every day I've quit in my mind, because every day has a challenge of some nature, but then you get a good night's sleep and you get up and you decide what your next target is, and sometimes you don't have a choice. When you're in the middle of nowhere, you can't quit. So you have to go on, and that's good. And I'm learning a lot about perseverance and perspective and being thankful, and learned an awful lot about my strengths and weaknesses, and learned a lot about God's provision. And there's just so many timely things that have happened that have just been the hand of God when I needed it. Either a kind word or an act of kindness, or just a realizations that the plans I made were really directed by God's hand. And so I'm so appreciative of that, and seeing, you know, the Lord wants to be intimately involved in our lives, and I'm seeing that. You know, if we want to see miracles or see things like that where the Lord comes to our aid when we're in a desperate situation, you have to be in a desperate situation. Most times we don't want to be in a desperate situation. We want to manage it so we don't get there. And so, anyway, part of my thoughts, I had recorded this video earlier, and this is a totally different take, but I hit the wrong button. So maybe this is really what was supposed to be on my video for today. So thank you so much, guys. I'm just feeling a little nostalgic today for my friends and family back home, and missing all my brothers and sisters at the church camp out, which was always a good time. Thank you, Rod, for naming me mayor of Hammockville, and we'll see you next year. And thank you for your prayers and for rooting for us. So, and Phyllis and Lucille, and oh man, Lauren and Elaine, and Mom and Dad, and man, I can't tell you who all else that watches regularly. I know Rod and Michelle, and there's way more. So I'm sorry if I missed you. I claim being 66 and having hiker brain for the reason I can't call all your names out, but it's a blessing. One of the things that keeps me going at night, and I really enjoy, is when I get to camp and get set up and get to lay down in my hammock and make a video and look back at the beautiful things I've seen, and re-listen to my day and know that people are interested in hearing and are engaged in the content that I'm creating. So some days that's the thing that keeps me going. It was a bit intentional on my part to use my pride against my desire to quit, and it's worked. So anyway, thank you so much for being my supporters.
Great son.
Okay, this segment of Huffing and Puffing is brought to you by Stratton Mountain. We're kind of starting up the steep part, and we are a huffing and a puffing. So at least you know you're alive when you're doing this. So we got a couple of miles climbing to do, but a couple of guys we met back here said that we got a steep section and then it kind of graduals out. So I'm really hoping for that gradual. Looking forward to it. 5.6 tour shelter. And it is 147. Very doable. So we'll see you on down the trail.
We got this.
Yeah, on an overcast day that's every now and then we feel a little spritz or a sprinkle. They said it was totally cloudy at the summit, so probably no reason to climb the fire tower if it's totally cloudy. So anyway, we're going to head up the trail. Keep taking you with me. So coming down the trail, and we're finding this beaver pond here as we walk by. I guess it's a beaver pond. Vermont's had a lot of these kind of alpine beaver ponds, whatever, and they're really beautiful, and it's one of the things that I've enjoyed about Vermont that I haven't gotten anywhere else. Okay, I will give you an update. It's about 12:21. We are about to the bottom of climbing Stratton Mountain. We passed last water source down here, and from here we go up. So It's a challenge for a day, up and then over. Down on the other side is the shelter we want to be at. And just gotta put one foot in front of the other. That's probably 2.8 miles to the top. So hopefully it's gradual, but it doesn't look gradual on the map. So we're just gonna see what we got going on here. So I'll catch you up the trail. One thing that concerns us a little bit is it's really overcast and they're calling for rain maybe start this evening. We're hoping it doesn't start sooner. It's not so much fun to be at the top of a high mountain with rain. So, but we're here and we got to get there. So hopefully we make it up and over. We may have to hike in the rain tomorrow on more gentler terrain into town. So we'll just see what happens. So I'm taking you along with me in my day. We're probably about 8 miles in, maybe. So about halfway. The first half is always the easy half. The last half gets harder. Your feet get tired and your body's tired. And so that's what we got. We can move these mountains around like chess pieces. We'd put all the climbs at the beginning of the day so that we didn't have any climbs at the end of the day. So this isn't terrible, but it is going to be what it is. So we're just going to keep taking it down the road. I think we're about to the top of Stratton Mountain. Oh boy, that was kind of a long, juicy ride. But supposedly there's a fire tower up here somewhere. And a clearing and no view because it's misty. Here's a fire tower. There we go. There's a fire tower. Don't think I'm climbing that baby. Not today. We were hoping that it wouldn't rain. So far, I guess, is this raining, Tom?
No. We asked for it not to rain.
It's not raining. Maximum 4 people on tower at one time. It gives you a lot of confidence. Anyway, we made it!
Yeah.
We made it up this big old mama mountain here. So, now all we got's like 3 miles down. So, anyway.
We made it to the top of Stratton.
Day 121 wrap up. I believe it's 121. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it in the comments below. I mean, with a subtitle. Today, did 15.4 miles up and over Stratton Mountain. We hiked like 10 miles, and then we had 9 miles, and then we had 3 miles up and 2.5 miles down, or something like that. We hiked to a shelter. The shelter was pretty full, and there was a group of college students going to be staying there, so we opted on down the trail, and I'm at a stealth campsite somewhere north of that shelter. The plan for tomorrow is to hike into Manchester Center, do a resupply. I've got a pair of shoes, new pair of shoes I ordered. I'm going to try on and possibly ship some stuff home. And need to start thinking about getting my cold weather stuff shipped here because it's getting chillier here, and we're getting ready to head into New Hampshire, which the elevations are a lot higher. Today we were at like 3,800 feet, and it was noticeably cooler there. There are a lot of peaks in the in New Hampshire that top out at over 4,000 feet. There's some 5,000 foot peaks. So just a whole different ball game. You want to be prepared differently. So tomorrow's agenda is to get into town, get a resupply, possibly get a hotel room, and then get right back out on the trail the next day. Keep moving north. We're kind of there's kind of a closing window to get to Katahdin, and we're Creek and I are trying to make plans to get us there. It was good hiking with somebody else. I don't know that I could have gotten 15.4 without having somebody to hike with. One of the things I realized is I get really chatty when I get tired, so I have to watch that I'm not too overbearing with all my blabbing. But it was a good day. It was good to be with him again. Such an encouragement. And so all in all, it was actually a really good day, and the 15.4 didn't seem like that bad. I'm really tired, and my feet are tired, but not any more tired than they were yesterday evening. So it's a good day on the trail. You know, the trail is like a job. You get up in the morning and you get ready and you go to work and you hike 8, 9, 10 hours, and then you go to bed. So we got to camp here maybe we got to the shelter at 5 something, 5:15, but then we hiked on up the trail, so it was closer to 6. Got everything set up. I was seeing if I had cell coverage, and called Linda and realized I had a small pinhole in my tarp, which wouldn't affect it, but it's supposed to rain tonight, so I put a patch on that. I had a little hard cheddar cheese left from my last resupply. I ate that, and I've had a couple tablespoons of peanut butter, and now I'm getting ready to fix supper proper and eat the snacks for the day that I didn't eat already, just to get all the calories in I can get in. And then, if I have enough energy, I'll put together today's video and journal a little bit, and it's going to be lights out, and I think this old man's going to sleep good tonight. The trail was mixed bag today. It had, right at the start, the climb out of the campsite from last night was kind of gnarly rocky. We just took it easy, and then got up over that and had a lot of kind of level, gradual downhill, and then we had more downhill, but we didn't have any really, really bad, steep, rocky downhill. We had some rocky sections, and then coming up Stratton Mountain, there was one rocky section where we were just picking our way through boulders, but we did it real slowly, and then the rest of it was fairly gradual. It had rocks. Vermont is rocky and rooty. We were joking today that there isn't much cruisy trail here, and you get 20 feet of it, and then it goes away. But it's been a good day, even though it was overcast and kind of chilly. It was perfect hiking weather because you don't sweat and get so hot. So all in all, a huge success, and we're marching toward Maine. Got to get there. The miles keep counting down. I realized today in talking with Creek that I've been maybe figuring the miles I've already hiked, maybe shorten myself a little bit. I might have more like, instead of saying 590 as a point, I might have jumped on at 540 or something like that. So I might have another 50 miles under my belt. So 1100 is coming up really quick, which is half, which is awesome. It's hard work, but it's good work, and it's no views today very much. I have a few photos that'll come on the end of this video. No views, but anyway, I'm rambling on. I'll keep taking you with me down the trail. Glad to have you guys along, and comments when I get to the emails and read them when I can. But appreciate everybody watching. Making these videos at night is partly what helps keep me going. It's something I look forward to at the end of the day after I've done all the things that I have to do. I can sit here and put it together, kind of reminisce about the day and look at the nice pictures and think of people at home and people that are watching. So thanks for hopping on here with me and sharing my journey.